It is now.
Thanks,
Got
Leo.
it.
So I just want to give you just an outline as president-elects, kind of the expectations, not only of pre-pets, but just to give you an introduction on what's going to happen at pets. Some of you have been to pets before, so you're pretty familiar, but not everybody. So the training, and this started, I want to say about 4 or 5 years ago, where the zone recommended that we do some pre-pets work. So they kind of give us a generic outline what to do. I didn't get too crazy with it. I tried to keep it simple. I really want to encourage you to go into the Learning Center. There's a lot there. And if you haven't been there before, make sure you get in there. It's on RI. If you have trouble getting in, let us know. I assume most of you have an RI log on. If you don't, let us know that too, and we can help you get that. The Learning Center has been evolving over the years, and every time they update it, there's new stuff on there. But there's a lot of really good stuff about being a president, about club management, that I think can be helpful. So, does anybody have any issues around the club run, or not club, but Rotary International, and any of that? Have you been able to get in? Has everybody been able to get in and look at stuff?
Yep.
Okay. That'll help you in the long run. The rest of the trainings after this one, you have a little bit of homework to do for yourself to learn more about your club. If you saw the foundation one that we're doing at the district conference, is asking you to see how your donations are going for your club. Understand your club and the role it plays with the foundation. So there's a little bit of homework. Learn those things, because they'll come in handy as you become president and you start getting Paul Harris Awards and you start people asking you questions about that. And Christy Halverson is going to do that in-person training at the district conference on that Friday about that. And she's a great trainer. She has a lot of information. The foundation can be, as I say, overwhelming to learn all the pieces of it. So just take your time with it. It's important that you play that role for you should have a foundation chair, but you need to have enough general knowledge, because who gets asked the questions? It's usually that I know when I was president, I got to ask the questions. Didn't matter who played the other roles. I got to ask all those questions. So please tap into those things. And what I had said to some of you before we started is at the district conference on that Friday, we have a session. And if that's the only thing you can attend, you still have to pay the $25 to register for the conference. And I am willing to reimburse you for that. If that's the only thing you can come to, that 145, I think it's 145, right, Leo? I think it is.
Yes.
Yeah. 145 on Friday for the foundation. If that's all you can attend, I'd love to have you all there. We're not going to record that one. It's too complicated to get into all that, but we're hoping people can attend. So let me know if you're registering, and send me a little note, and I'm glad I'll write you a check. I'd like to reimburse you for that $25. And your club might do that for you too, but if you can't get it, I'm happy to. Has everybody got that? I don't know how many people have registered for the conference so far. Oh, getting there.
Yeah.
Okay. We got 2 weeks left. About Leo knows. Leo is chair of our conference. He's
Only
counting
2
down.
weeks.
How many
Along
people
to-
do we have registered?
Leo, do you know the number?
The last count, which was a couple days ago, was 182, I think.
So that's not too bad.
No.
We've been lower than that before, so I think we're doing a good job. So hopefully, if all you can attend is Friday for me, I would appreciate that. Love to have you come for the whole thing. Saturday speaker's pretty amazing. So after the one at the conference, the next one is about membership, and there's a little homework to that too, so you understand your club's membership situation. Here's where we were a couple of years back. Here's what happened. Here's where it's been. And if you don't understand the membership stuff, Bruce Monroe is a great asset. He's been the membership chair for a long time. He's now district governor nominee, but he has a ton of information about your club and your membership what's going on with your membership and to understand it. And we're doing that on Zoom, and we will record that one. But that too is a little bit of homework, just to study your club, get to know your club. And the third one is all about our PR, our branding, why it's important. It's almost 10 years now since we changed the logo to the all yellow logo, and we still don't use it across the board. And so we talk a lot about the logo and what we look like. And Nina Trasoff is going to present in regards to branding and why it's important with all your materials and why that matters. And she does a really nice job at that too. There's a ton of information on branding on the Rotary and the RI website as well. So take advantage of those learning center opportunities and the website to learn more about that and why it's important. Any questions about what's coming? Then we all show up at PETS. And I hope all of you are going to come and join us. And I wanted to give you a brief outline of what happens at PETS. So District 5500 is first. So what I mean by that is District 5500 has the first meal. And what happens is we all walk into the meal as a group. I have to give a little 2-minute speech and introduce speakers. So we introduce our president-elects that way. There's about 600 people in the room. PETS is a large, there must be 15 different districts that are involved now. 12 or, well, there's a new one. Utah just joined it. Mm-hmm. So it's a large group of people. And each district has the opportunity to introduce ourselves. And this is how we're going to do it. So I've got some creative things. People have fun with that. So just know, be prepared. Be prepared to laugh a lot and have a good time that day. But we get to be first, and then we're done with that. Then what happens is there's a whole series of sessions that are for you. They're all for you. They're education sessions. They're get to know you sessions. The district, the international, incoming international president for our year is going to be there, which is pretty cool. She's a pretty amazing woman. Look her up. Stephanie's amazing. In fact, she and I went to the same college, different years, but I found out in Australia that we went to the same college. And then she worked there for years. So it's interesting how small our world can be. She's from Pittsburgh. I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania. So we ended up down south of Erie in a college. So it's kind of an interesting anomaly. But we find that in Rotary a lot. I'm sure you've already found those kind of things in Rotary, that you've got commonalities with other people that you don't even know. Then what happens during those sessions at PETS, they always have superb speakers for the meals. I mean, the Aaron, who's coming to our district conference this year from Freedom Riders, was one of the PET speakers last year. And Don turned to me and he said, we got to get her. She's really a good speaker and inspiring, to say the least. Then, so each meal has that, your meal, your room, everything is included in your registration. So it's
Is it open yet? Registration? Is registration open?
You'll start receiving it. How many people here have received their invitation?
No.
They're coming. They're doing them in waves. That's okay. The best. When I was explained to me, if you don't hear anything in the next month or so, let me know.
Okay.
Okay. They're sending it out separate. I don't get copied. I get copied once every 2 weeks on who's registered and who hasn't. So that's the other check and balance we have. And that's all I find out. So hopefully you're on the road to working on that. The rest that happens at PETS is 2 nights. There are social kind of nights. One night, both nights are in our suite. Each district gets a suite that we have cocktails and hors d'oeuvres, and we walk around the hotel and visit other district suites. It's a great way to get to know some of the other districts that are out there that are part of it. And one is last year someone made ice cream, another one, Annalise, you'll love this. People dress up. I mean, they have themed.
Let's do that.
They have themed. They're funny. Okay. Some of them are really serious, but it's an opportunity to sit down, and that's where you'll meet personally the incoming president of Rotary. She'll visit us at our reception and spend some time with us. So I hope you can all take the time to meet her. She's a pretty super lady. So she does this. They're so busy. They moved to Chicago. That's how busy these people are. They don't live at home anymore for the years they do this because they're never home. Then we're going to have one session that we're going to do. Then we have 3 of our own sessions. And one of those sessions, we're going to do it with 5495, which is the district north of us in the other half of Arizona. As you know, you may or may not know, there's 2 districts in Arizona. And one of those is the lady that's in my position up there. We've decided to do one together because we have a lot of joint projects go on between our 2 districts. So no, you're going to get to know some people up in the Phoenix area and Flagstaff and up that way, northern Arizona. So that'll be pretty interesting to learn as well. So that kind of gives you a really quick outline. You'll get a lot more detail, I promise. We have a present for each one of you when you arrive. That's part of the deal. You get something nice that you can use for your year. You'll get your pins. If you know, we get theme pins. We'll get theme pins. We don't know the theme yet. We won't know till December what the theme for next year is. You know, you get your membership pins, but you'll have those. You'll also have your banner that you'll put up when you become president of your clubs. Any questions about that? Okay, it's a lot of fun. Remember that the district gives you $500 back of the money that your club spends on you going. And don't forget, we had 3 clubs that never even asked for it last year. So that was kind of interesting. Ask for it. It's there in the budget. The district pays $500 for each of you to go. It'll cost more than that, but most of the time the clubs pick that up. Hey, Tom. So we have Tom, Rebecca, Mike, Jennifer. Jennifer's on, but she's muted. She figured it out.
I am on, but pardon me for interrupting. I am on. I'm actually on my iPad, but I couldn't get sound. So I have a phone in hand and on iPad. So we do what we can.
We make it work, don't we?
Yep.
So Leo, did you say something?
I didn't, but I was going to. I was going to ask, do you know the approximate total cost for pets?
Depends on your flight.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Where's it going to be? Where's it going to be?
It's
LA.
right by LAX. In fact,
Yeah.
I usually walk from the airport to the hotel. It's close.
So for fellow members, I have registered already. $730 is the pets conference registration fee, and then whatever you get on airfare. I'm either flying or driving. I don't know which one yet, but I'll turn off.
Thanks, Jennifer.
I'll just mention
Dennis?
that I got a flight 290 with tax. It was like 310.
Okay.
That had me good times in and out.
Cool.
I'm
Someone else have
definitely
to-
driving, so
Michael?
I've got room.
Mike. Hello.
Mike. Yeah. Michelle?
This is Michelle. Mike, what airlines are you flying? I've booked my for the pets training, and I have a third night, the Thursday night, so that I could be there in time in the morning. And my total cost is $945, but I have not booked my airfare. Mike, what airlines is that you're flying on?
Maybe
Dennis.
you're asking me. I think it's, I'd have to go check. I think it's Delta. I think it's a
Okay.
Delta.
All right. Okay. All right.
Shop
Thank
around.
you.
Tom?
Yeah,
Hello?
Tom?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Last year, my cost was just under $1,200. $1,200. And I went in, and I go in on Thursday nights for the ones that I've attended there. And your meal on Thursday night is not included. So when you say it's all included, that's kind of a misnomer because
It's not.
district only picks it up starting on Friday, whereas to fly on Thursday, you just heard it's on our own. So last year, for me, it's just at $1,200.
Okay. And Thursday night's optional. It's not, it's a big social event.
Except you start so early on Friday morning.
I
And it's
know.
difficult to get there in time to participate on Friday morning unless you go in on Thursday night.
That's so true. But that too is up to you. You can also just show up and not participate. So that's your call. All right. Other questions about anything I had said? Okay, we'll keep talking about the pets. And what I've asked Leo to do with his tech hat on, he's going to separate us into two groups. And the goal of those two groups is to get to know each other a little bit, talk about who you are personally, what your plans are, what you're worried about, what your challenges are. And then we'll get back in about 15 minutes, and please select someone from your group to talk about your group. That would be great.
Just two breakouts?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, make it 3. 3 with 4.
Okay, and I'll just let it automatically assign people.
Right, get to know each other a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Each of the looks like Leo is here to be our facilitator. Okay.
Sorry. Well, I'm not going to lead. I had to join a session and you guys were it.
Well, I just started us off just to start talking.
Go right ahead.
Only have 15 minutes. So that's my club. Sarita, we're new, but we've got a lot of really great members, and we've got a lot of energy going on in our club. So that's what, and I've, I was one of the first members. So, again, I've only been in there about a year. So we're learning as we go along. Next.
I'll go. I'm Annalisa, and I'm with the Mountain Empire Club down in Sonoita, Patagonia area. Our club is getting ready to celebrate its 60th year anniversary next weekend. I am new to Arizona, been here almost 2 years, and I'm new to Rotary. I don't know how I got into the president-elect position. It's what you get for not coming to enough meetings.
Always looking for new blood.
Right. I'm comfortable in leadership positions, and I'm comfortable with what the club stands for and is doing. I just need to get to know a little bit more about Rotary itself and some of the information, and just get that part going. But pretty comfortable meeting people and roping people in. Plans, worried, challenges. I think worried about not having enough background in Rotary and never having been to a district meeting or any kind of trainings or anything. So I feel like I'm still learning and going to be in the presidential role. So, think that's going to be a challenge, and a little bit worried about it. And I don't have plans right now. I just, just
don't be worried. I became president the first time of my first club 7 months after I joined Rotary. So, and
okay.
it worked out. It really does work. Pets gives you a lot of background.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Leo.
Well, I'll go, I guess, since nobody's talking, just so we don't waste time. This will be my third time as president of a club and of the third club. They don't kick me out. I actually leave, but not for bad reasons, just good reasons. I moved, and so my club is Oro Valley. It's been around a while, not as long as MER and some of the others. I know Bisbee is doing their 100th this year, so we've got a few centennial clubs. But my club's pretty active on service projects. We do a lot of youth. We just did a survey for our club members to kind of see what they want to focus on this coming year. So I've been in Rotary now since 2009, and been a lot of district officer positions. This year I'm the chairman for the conference. I'm also the webmaster, so if you have tech problems, I'm on the tech team. If you have technical problems, it's either Diane or myself. I've been doing the online stuff just to refresh my memory. Some of it, you don't keep up to date on, and things do change in Rotary. So I think they're very valuable lessons that are on the Learning Center. But don't fret if you don't have time to do all of them, because it will definitely come to you. And especially if you've got any leadership capabilities at all, that's all that's really, really required, is you have to be able to lead a group of people. They'll do the rest of it. You just have to kind of herd them, get them going in the right direction. I think my goal for my year is going to be, for this club, is going to be to expand our youth services a bit. We've got one Interact club. We've been talking about putting on another, and I'd like to add that one during my year, since I don't think we're going to get it done this year. And continue the good service work that we have. But I think that's about it for me.
Thanks, Leo.
I'll go next. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Super. I apologize. Like I said, time got away from me today. So I'm driving back home now. I pulled into a parking lot so I can safely talk.
Good.
Mike High, Rincon Rotary. I have been a Rotarian since July of last year. It seems like they just took the last guy I joined and made him president-elect.
That must be the theme.
Yep.
Fresh meat, fresh meat.
So Annalisa, yeah, you're not alone. But I'm not worried about anything at all, seriously, because we have a great club, roughly 40 members. It seems like just about everybody's a past president.
Right.
That's why you got it. They've all been it.
Yeah, that I understand. So I'm real comfortable with taking over. Like has been said, I need to learn more about Rotary. I'm real excited about it. I love it so far. We've had a lot of our brain trust resign just in the past month or so. And so we're making all them honorary members, hoping they'll come back occasionally. So that'll be the challenge. We have a fairly young and new to Rotary president this year, and me being not so young but new to Rotary, that'll be the challenge, is to keep up the strengths of our club, to keep recruiting new members, and just continue to be the attractive club we have been for 55 years.
Good.
I am Casey Harder. I am part of Sierra Vista Rotary. We have multiple clubs in our small town, so I am part of the Noontime Club. We're a pretty established club. I think we're running about 48 members right now, probably 25 to 28 that come regularly. We're real active in the community. We do a lot of service projects. Our big project that we do that we're known for is the citywide fireworks display for 4th of July. So we coordinate and run and do the entire fireworks display, the beer garden, the wine garden, the concession stands, all of that. So that is a wonderful, wonderful project that we do. I hit my 2nd year in Rotary next month. My poor club, I told them in making me president-elect, I drop a lot of balls. I actually have 4 kids between 5 and 11.
Mm.
You throw that in with my husband and I are real estate investors, and then we're real active in our church and other parts of our community. But pretty much everybody in my club has been president. So they have assured me that they'll pick up the slack that, that I drop.
Did anybody notice the time that we came into the breakout room?
No.
I didn't either. Know when to close stuff. No.
So for some reason, my video when I joined the room isn't working. So I apologize. I don't know. Can you see me? I can't see me.
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's a fairly new computer, so I probably have to change some setting or something.
Well, it's more important to hear you than see you anyway.
Yeah, that's good. So I'm with Tucson Sunrise Club. Rincon Rotary was my initial club that I joined in 1993. So I've been a Rotarian for a long time. And then due to work things at Safari East Side Club, and I was working at Cortero in the freeway, so that didn't work. And so I ended up doing a breakfast club because that's always you know, it doesn't interrupt your work day. So that's the main reason I haven't been president before, is just my work life was pretty overwhelming, but I'm in a better space now. Our club, when I joined, was about 55, 60 people. We've, over the years of like every club have lost members. We're, I think at about 33, and then maybe 20, 25 come on a regular basis. We do have quite a few snowbirds. So I guess for me, going into the year, I'd like to grow, I mean, there's always some attrition for our club, like most clubs, is an older club. So there's just attrition with people getting to where they can't participate so much, those kinds of things. But I would like to gain a few new members. And we've mostly concentrated on education projects. And so I'd kind of like to expand that. That seems to be a motivator for membership. And probably my biggest concern is finding somebody to be president after me. Because my club is much like everyone else's. Most folks have been president. We have a couple of new members who have not. So that's my big challenge, is to find somebody who wants to be president for the following year.
All right. I guess we're about out of time. I guess I'll close the rooms. Somebody's supposed to report. I'm going to leave this room. You guys can figure out who's going to be the reporter.
See, I was the first one out of the room. I'm not reporting.
Yeah, that's why I left. I figured, not it.
I'm like, no, peace out.
Not it. Not me. Yeah. Not it.
I can do it from our session.
Oh, good.
There you go. Good job.
Waiting for everybody to get back.
Yeah, sorry, Sue, I didn't time, but we had 6 in ours and we got through all 6, so I figured the rest of you only had 5. You had plenty of time.
I think everybody did their best, to say the least.
Good.
We're all back.
I think we're all back. I think everybody just likes talking about their clubs too, and that's
Yeah.
half of the fun of sharing good stuff, challenging stuff, and learning from each other. And we're going to do more of that. At Pets, we spend a lot of time in our small groups. We have 2 soul sessions just with us, and my hope is that we spend most of that time getting to know each other, tapping into each other's strengths, building new partnerships. I know there's people working on different fundraisers. There's different service projects going on. So that gives you an opportunity, because you don't have to do anything by yourself anymore. You know, the Rotary Police won't come and get you. So it's important that you get to know each other a little bit. You also end up getting to know each other well enough that you call when you have a challenge. Maybe Gene's got a challenge in his club that Sherry needs help with and doesn't understand, and they talk to each other. So as you get to know each other, it'll pay off. So we're going to report back on how your sessions went. So session 1, who's going to report back with the first group? Come on, guys.
Who was the first group?
Yeah, we don't know which session was 1.
We were session 3, Dennis.
Oh, okay.
We were 2.
Yeah. So that whoever else
Who didn't say anything is 1.
Left.
I guess we're 1.
No, we're
No,
3.
We're 3. So
I guess
we're
we'll be 1.
Go ahead, Sean.
yeah,
We'll be
go
1. So you just want to know kind of what we were discussing?
Yeah.
Like a recap? All right.
Just a recap.
We were just discussing fundraising ideas. Basically, since we're in small communities, what we can do to create an outreach in the community. Also, kind of some of the questions that I had is more so on the direction. I guess I didn't really read your email as good as I should have, Susan. And there's
That's
a PDF file that gives dates and stuff, but that's kind of what I was leaning towards as far as from my vantage point, is just a more direct path. And I felt like the president now should be more involved. I know they have the club to look after, but we're also helping them look after the club as well. So I think more of a mentorship with the president would be more impactful from that standpoint. And that is pretty much what we discussed.
Thanks, Sean. Anybody from that group want to add anything? Okay, cool. Second group.
So the second group had a diverse age of clubs, from my club, which is just a year old, to a club up in Patagonia. I was getting ready to celebrate their 65th year. So we have several of us have only been in Rotary for like a year or less. And, so we kind of had the discussion.
I have my video off in my.
Oops.
So we had discussions about, who ends up being the president-elect, and whether, it's just the newest member that hasn't had a job before they get to be president-elect. But then we have another member who is been in Rotary for 30 years. So we've got a good crossover between experience. We do have a good leadership experience, whether not necessarily leadership in Rotary, but good leadership capabilities that we're bringing forth.
Anybody want to add anything? Thanks, Lori. All right, number 3.
This is Michelle. I'll just focus on some of the comments for our president's goals. And one member mentioned that they would like to do a survey of their club, really at the beginning to ascertain their views of the club and also to determine what talents exist within the club so as to be future leaders or to manage projects and so on. Another person said their goal would be community service projects. My own particular was to enhance member involvement in projects. And another one spoke about education and involvement with other clubs globally. Did I represent everybody's goals?
Good job.
Good job.
Okay, so that's all I'll focus on right now is what our goals were as incoming presidents.
So I think, Dennis, you had a question?
Well, another one was about concerns for a club, and I don't know if that's another phase or that should be mentioned, but I can contribute to that. For us at Tucson Kino, we have a golf tournament, and we used to have 100 that came to that. Well, some are now hunting. It's a different part of the year, and our people are getting older, and they're not golfing like they were golfing, and the younger people don't golf. So I said we need to be thinking down the road what is going to be our fundraiser, because that isn't necessarily going to hold water forever. That's a concern for me.
That's a concern. I totally understand that, because my club is in the same situation. We used to do the ride every year, the big, because we had cowboys in the club and people with horses, and of course we had to get away from that as the club got older, and now it's even older. And so people kind of complain because we end up paying for our venue, but it's like, but if they're not doing the work for us, we're having to do the work, and I just can't expect members in their 70s to be moving tables and chairs and I'm not going to ask them to do that. So it does limit your activity that you can do for a fundraiser. So
do you have an Interact club? Do you have an Interact club?
I was thinking the same thing.
Our Interclub, and we lost our sponsor at the school for the Interact Club, so we've lost our Interact Club. We do sponsor the Rotaract Club, and they're very helpful.
Okay.
So our last 2 years, we've done Top Golf as our fundraiser. And that is a pretty simple one. I'm not, it isn't cheap, but they do all the setup, all of that. And so it's selling tickets, and we also add, and we'll probably expand because we'd like to make a little more money. Our club got tired of doing auctions, silent auctions, all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, it does bring you money. So we're going to probably have to add a little bit more of that in to grow our revenue. But activities are good because it's for us, since we are an older club, it's a daytime. We do, because it's the cheapest time also to be at Top Golf, we do a Sunday brunch. And so that's nice, because then your older folks, don't have issues with driving at night, that type of thing as well. And people aren't,
Just a sidebar for everybody. Make sure if you have an event coming up, you get the information in so we can put it in Don's newsletter. There's a new section of the newsletter, The Impact, that he's doing all the upcoming events. And it's wonderful to go to other events. I've gone to a lot of people's events, love the invite, love to attend, but it's an opportunity to support each other and learn from each other. And I'm hoping that we can spend some time especially at Pets when we're all together, to talk about fundraising, the significance of it, as well as service. Because you can't just be a fundraising club and write checks, and you can't just be a service club and have no money to write. So you've got to have a combination of both. And that's a skill, balancing those things out. I agree. So hopefully that's one of the topics I'm going to have us meet in groups and get creative.
So that reminds me, we have an upcoming event for World Polio Day. I'd like to invite everybody to, and I'm going to send the info to Don. October 24th is World Polio Day. Our club has historically done a walk for World Polio Day, and we're going to do a downtown walk with the mural component. And Michael Schwartz, who is a muralist and who headed the Tucson Mural Project when it got its start. So he's very knowledgeable. So he's going to lead us on our walk. We're going to meet at Maynard's at 5:45 and walk from there and end up about 7:15 at Magpie's Pizza on 4th Avenue and have some pizza. But we're using that as our indoor ride fundraiser. So if you're looking for ways to fundraise for if your club is like, we only have one rider now in El Tor. So we had to think of other ways to help raise money.
So you're welcome to use the email blast that I send you all out and share that kind of information with each other beyond the impact. I mean, I think those personal invitations that we hear about, it's always fun to attend if you can, and or support.
How long? May I ask a question? I think that's a wonderful idea, the mural, because walk. I've always wanted to do that. How many miles is that walk? Maybe when you announce it, if you would include that.
We can make it as long or as short. I think we did maybe a mile. It's not that mile and a half.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's not real long. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Cool.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we're gonna be attacking the issue of service and fundraisers at Pets. I can also add, if we want, we could do a forum for just all of us on fundraisers or on service, if people are interested in that and just focus on that. I think meeting with District 5495 and talking about stuff that we can do or their ideas. I love hearing about new ideas because people are so creative. It's unbelievable, some of the stuff that people do. I know the Verde Club up in, not Sholo, Sedona is doing some kind of the duck thing, where you buy a duck and the duck race. I think how they do it, I don't know, but people make a lot of money on the duck race. So haven't figured that one out yet. So
for this walk, I also have made bibs because we wanted a way to make people know what we were doing. So it's a bib, race bib, that has facts about polio. It has the polio and Polio Now logo and facts about polio on it, just for fun and to let people know what we're out walking around about.
Cool. Other comments? So this group will grow, to say the least. We have 50 some clubs. We have, I don't know if you know that we have 2 Rotaract clubs that are active right now. They're both in Tucson, but I know they're working on the one over in Yuma at the community college there and the one down in Sierra Vista, trying to pull those things back together. How many of you have had Don's visit to your club?
We did.
Cool. He's making his rounds. So I've known Don for longer than I've been in Rotary, so it's wonderful to work with him. And our concept of Rotary now is a team. So you're going to see the district governor nominee, the district who is Bruce, and you're going to see more of him. The 4 of us that are in the line, it's really important that we work together. We're not separating it out. We're just taking turns at the helm is all it is. So lots going on in the district. My commitment was an hour. So we've got about, if we want, we can go about 10 minutes more. I don't really have anything else, but I hope to see you at the district conference, at least for that Friday. I think it'll be really interesting. And if you have the time to do your homework about your club and your club's involvement in the foundation, it would be really helpful just to have you in the back of your mind, that knowledge of your club and what your situation is and how it fits into your club. We still have clubs that don't do anything with the foundation in our district. They haven't even given $25 into the district ever. It isn't about amount. It's about the activity of being involved with the foundation. And I know that she's going to talk about that. We'd love to have 100% participation. but a club that puts in $25 participates. So because it can be as small as you want it to be or as large. And we have some clubs that do a lot with the foundation. So you have all the extremes. And just so you know, one of the goals I have for next year for myself, I can tell you this, is I'm going to try and come to see your club, but I'm also going to try and come back and see you as a team. So in each area, like Sierra Vista, Yuma, the Tucson area, the I-19, we're going to get together more often, and I'm going to encourage you guys to do the same thing. Find ways to talk to each other. I know your AG is working hard with current presidents, and most of those AGs will continue. We've talked to some of them, some won't, but you'll know who they are long before your year starts. And depending on your AG is really important. I was an AG. I think there's some people here that have been AGs. AG is the best job in Rotary as far as I'm concerned. I had 8 clubs, and I had a blast getting to know my clubs. So the only job that changes every year is the district governor job. All those other jobs, there can be more than 1 year. So those are fun. So we'll get together again at the district conference. I look forward to seeing you. I hope we can get more of your peers there. I know some of you probably can't get there. I will make sure that Christy sends out her papers, whatever presentation she's going to do. We're working on that today at 11. And I will get that out to you, but we will not be recording that. So like I said earlier, we have people that joined us since I talked about that. So anybody have any last minute thoughts or questions for me?
Good meeting.
Yep.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Fresh.
Well, I think we're going to have a great year. We're going to have a great year this year. Get to know your club. Before I became my club president, a strategy is I met with every one of our members before I became president and asked them what they wanted to do. How can I get you involved? What are you interested in? And things came out of that we do now as a routine for our club that we would never have thought of. We had somebody who was passionate about something and always afraid in the big group. You know how that is. But I did that, and some of you are from large clubs, and that's a different whole story. But when I'm from a little tiny club, we're small, so it's a possibility. Huh?
What club are you from?
Mountain Empire down in Sonoyta.
Oh, Sonoyta. Okay.
Yeah. Why they changed their name to Mountain Empire was pre-me, but it used to be the Patagonia Sonoyta, and we're having a big party next week. Annalise is our incoming president, also very involved, and we're getting dressed up from the 60s. So think about what we wore in the 60s, you guys that are old enough, or you guys that are, huh, David?
I thought maybe it was going to be cosplay.
It might look like that with the outfit I got. So no, we're pretending it's 1963, and I think there's a song about that. So it ought to be kind of fun. Anyway, you guys take it easy. Start studying up about your foundation. Jean, you had a question, or you're waving goodbye?
I just was waving goodbye.
No, that's always wonderful. All right, goodbye, everybody. I will hope to see you at the district conference. And take it easy. Call or email me if you have any questions or any thoughts, and I'll send out this tape probably later today or first thing tomorrow.
Leo, stay on. I want to talk to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'd like to ask Sue a question.
Sue, I have a question.
Okay, we all do.
Are we allowed to go?
Okay, Michelle said that first. Do you want to wait? Hold on, Jean, go ahead.
Do you have the list of all of our emails that you could send as an attachment on an email to us?
I have done that, Jean. I did not have yours. I had someone else representing your club on my list, but I'll add you to the list.
Okay, thanks.
Because I know you have a team.
Right.
Sue, may I ask you a question? We create 3 clubs created our raffle basket, silent auction basket for the conference. And there's that watch in there that is part of the basket. And I am wondering if you think about it, and if you think and you don't have to answer right now, if do you think there should be a minimum bid? There's going to be other tech items in the basket, an air tag is in the basket. We have other items similar to that idea. I don't know, like if we should put a minimum bid, and if so, what do you think it should be?
Yes, I think you should. You're talking about for the silent auction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely recommend putting minimum bids because you're the only one who knows about what the
Right.
things that are in it are worth. Nobody else will know
Let
that.
me, here's the thing. You know, the rotary watch, you know, I bid on that at one of the conferences.
Right.
And I don't expect to get what I paid for it because that was a donation on my part. But yet on the other hand, I would like it to be something for the
Should generate
Well,
money.
the silent auction is donation too. It's the same thing. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be, people should be bidding more than what the things are really worth because it is a
They
donation.
don't, yeah, often though,
Or
you
not.
have people that are reluctant to do that.
Yeah.
If you could just maybe think about it and give me a ballpark figure, what the minimum should be.
Well,
you know-
Michelle, what we've done in the past, I mean, this is the third or fourth conference that we've had this, is that most people bring their baskets or their donation items and they know the value themselves. It would be impossible for me to set that
Okay.
value for you.
Okay.
It's your stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I know the value of everything except, you
The
know,
what?
the watch. And
Well,
and
the
that's
thing you
what's confusing me.
can do is what would you pay for it to keep
Yep.
it rather than give it away?
Oh, I just I've never worn it, and I would like,
Yeah.
it's a lovely face. It's from India and the polio and so on and that. But you know, when I bid on it, I paid $1,300 for it. Nobody's going to do that. I know that.
Well,
But
no.
I wish someone would give us a significant amount.
It's a beautiful watch.
Have you thought about splitting it from the rest of the basket and do
You could
two?
do that.
No,
good idea.
we've tried to raffle it off last year just by
You didn't
itself.
go.
We didn't get one bid, not one.
No, because
At
we put a
conference?
minimum bid on it.
Okay, all right, I'll work it out. I'll think
Yeah.
it through more, okay? Thanks, Sue, for having this. It was a really great morning. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
All right,
you.
let's
Take
see.
care.
Anybody else have something they'd like to talk about? And we're getting, bye, Tom.
Bye.
Turn your video off.
Yeah, you should probably leave us before you do that. Putting the Band-Aid over the thing. That's pretty funny. Anybody have anything else? Dennis, you want to talk?
Yeah, if there's somebody that, if we got some, in fact, I'll just tell you what the deal is. It may turn out that I have got family that I need to get to in Tennessee, and I registered, and can I transfer that to someone else if I can't make it? I've got a new member candidate that I'd like to do that. So instead of, you know, claiming my money back. So is that, can we do that? Just change the name?
I don't see why not. I would send
Yeah.
an email
Who to send
to
it?
Charlotte.
Okay,
Yeah,
Charlotte.
or Wendy or me, either one, any one of the three of us.
Okay, I don't know.
But Charlotte's actually in charge of registration, so she's
Yeah.
the first
Okay.
She's the
choice.
key.
I should have her email. I think I have her email. Okay,
Okay.
very good, very good.
All right. Anybody else? Well, everybody have a great rest of your morning.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Fine.